Hello everybody, welcome back to the Fast Travel Lounge. You listen to episode 45. My name is Patrick, I am joined by Saif.
Hi,
Say hi
how
everyone.
You doing?
It's still instinctive to say hi everyone, and it's just say hi Saif.
Yeah, things happened. Let's leave it at that.
So, I guess my first question is, were you surprised when the Clown College reached out to Josh about coming back on sabbatical?
A little bit. I thought he might have given up on the classy by now.
I was not ready for the nuclear response. You might notice that my voice sounds a little different this week. I am unfortunately sick, not with the COVID, just with a regular cold, so hopefully it doesn't sound too different, because Lord knows it sounds stuffy as hell to me, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, because of the empty crickets in two of the regular guest spaces, this show's going to be a bit different, isn't it, Saif?
Yeah, very different. We were discussing beforehand how to handle it, and we weren't sure, but I think we settled on something really good. We did. So, we are nothing if not efficient here at Fast Travel Lounge, as the editor can attest to, because the multi-hour episodes that we do are nothing but the best bits from even longer offcuts that we've had to leave out. So, I've had to cut out so many pieces of just dead material.
Exactly.
Just awful conversations.
Yeah, just weirdly, like, sometimes racist as well from one of the it's a whole thing. It's terrible. There
was also a back and forth that was just like, yeah, I agree, but I don't agree, and that went on for like half an hour.
Not to mention when I tried to end one of the earlier episodes and everyone went, no, you hang up first, and we just kept talking for like 30 minutes. It was horrific.
At that point, I just stopped recording like 15 minutes in and just let you guys continue.
See, no, I thought that was something different. I thought that's when Steve's computer stopped recording 15 minutes in. That was
don't remind me of that. That was a headache.
That was something else. Sorry, another whole thing. Anyway, we've decided that chances are we're not going to be able to do the Krispy Kreme Truck Month, Truck Nuts, September, Dunkin' Donuts, WordPress.com, Amazon Special, Josh Album of the Week this week, because, of course, the deal fell through with Krispy Kreme, and also Josh isn't here. So instead, we're going to adapt around the lounge slightly, where Seth and I were doing some thinking, and we thought it would be interesting to do a tier list. Now wait, don't click off just yet. We understand that quite a few of your favorite content creators are probably doing tier lists because it's considered low effort and easy length of time for podcast deliverables. But we're innovators here at Fast Travel Lounge. We thought, let's not do any old tier list. Seth, why don't you tell them what we're tier listing today?
Yeah, so we're going to be tier listing every shiny Pokemon, specifically of the pink color, from Gens 1 and 2 of Pokemon. That's right.
And just to specifically reiterate this is every shiny Pokemon that happens to be pink in Gen 1 and Gen 2. We didn't really go through tiers, but we just have a simple S through D tier.
Now, Patrick, I have a very quick question to ask, just so we get some ground rules on this tier list. Mm-hmm. Are we going to allow regional variants and mega evolutions in this tier list?
Are there pink Mega Evolution? I know there's pink.
There is a pink Mega Aerodactyl and a pink Mega Ampharos and a pink Mega Heracross.
I'll allow it.
Okay, ground rules are set.
Yeah. Are there any pink Gigantamaxes actually?
I didn't see any on the list.
I don't think there are there?
No, it doesn't look like it. That's a shame.
Well. And what's even better news for those listening is that you might be wondering, but guys, what about Gens 3 through soon to be 9? Good news. This is the sort of innovative content that will just create itself. We can come back and visit every other time that Josh gets called back to the Clown College and Steve happens to be not here.
Yeah, no, this is just specifically like we feel like it's going to take too long to do every single one of them, so we'll just we'll hit them out by consoles, I guess, or 2 generations at a time, and we'll see how we go. This is going to be a very rare thing but I hope it is a thing that we do come back to because this is really funny to me.
Do we call this a second spoiler cast, perhaps?
More like an opinion cast.
Oh, I got it. Faster Travel Lounge.
Fast Tier Lounge.
Fast Tier Lounge. Fast Travel Lounger.
I am also very sorry to all the audio listeners. Well, go to the YouTube version so you can see this in actual video because I'll be recording my screen for this. And
I was expecting that we would just end up exporting the final thing and just paste that up. But yeah, I guess if people want to follow along at home. Right. Let's get into it, shall we? So, man, it's such a weird format. I'm expecting to just do all of the usual scheduling, but of course none of that's here. First Pokemon up is...
This little guy.
Named
Clefairy.
Good, because remember, there are audio listeners, so opening with this little guy.
I know, I was blanking on the name and I was hoping you would fill in, but then I remembered Clefairy.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on this? Because I have some very strong thoughts.
I don't like the green tip ears. I think this isn't the worst. This isn't going to go in D, but I think it's a C tier for me.
Incorrect. It's pink by default. The shiny should be a different color. It's a D tier shiny pink Pokemon for me.
You know what? That's fair. That's going straight to D.
And you know what? Clefable, straight to D tier as well.
Yep.
Although, Clefable... No, that's right. Yeah. I know that there's going to be one where we're going to put it in and it's going to be like, oh wait, that was the Gen 4 evolution. But no, Clefable's still Gen 1, we're safe. Next up, not looking good, Jigglypuff.
Also a pink Pokemon, and also not a fan of the green eyes. I think this is D.
Yeah, we're going to get through this pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah. I have to give it a little bit.
If they aren't supposed to be pink, they won't be in D tier.
I feel like we should put Wigglytuff in D, because that's not pink, that's purple.
What, that it just failed at the first hurdle?
Yeah, it failed at the first hurdle. It didn't even make it to the pink college.
Just want to add a tier real quick?
Yeah, sure, why not? Add row below. Not pink.
But I feel like that's what D... So no, but... Actually, I kind of like the idea of the tier name being called D, even though it's just is regularly pink. But not pink as its own tier below. Change the color. Yellow's too friendly. Make it harsher.
Make it harsher? Fair.
Yeah. Make it purple. Make it purple.
Yeah. Purple's good.
Actually, no. Make it pink. It's ironic.
Okay. This is a mess.
Yeah. Audio listeners are loving this. Right.
So we have Wigglytuff again because it really wanted to be on this list twice.
Okay, so I actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Purple Wigglytuff kind of S tier for me.
It kind of is. I do like it a lot. So let's put a secondary one at S tier just because we like it a lot.
I'm glad you and I have the same opinion here. There is no difference, right? Someone actually just added Wigglytuff twice.
Yeah, I think they messed up.
Or they just really like Wigglytuff.
You know, I don't know many people that actually really like Wigglytuff.
Okay, so it's funny you say that. Wigglytuff was my main in Pokemon Unite.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was Snorlax.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that. And you know the interesting part about being a Wigglytuff main? It was pink, just like God intended. Wasn't this purple shit. Didn't have green eyes, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, I kind of like the purple because I really like purple in general, but no, Wigglytuff should be pink. The regular Wigglytuff is great.
Can you just imagine just walking through a cave, finding Clefairy and being like, I don't know if this is shiny?
Yeah, I guess the green
50-50.
gives it away.
Yeah, maybe. Right, next up on the list, Slowpoke. I think we know what tier this is going into.
Yeah, this is going in D with everything else.
Everything else that is pink but shouldn't be. Finally, our first actual shiny, Farfetch'd.
I kind of like it actually. Not really well.
The most disappointing part of shiny Farfetch'd?
What's that?
It's not a shiny leek.
Yeah, you're right. It's the same color leek.
I guess we know what tier it is.
See? It deserves a step above everything else.
Exactly.
But no, like, just generally, I kind of like the pink Farfetch'd. I'd probably put it in about B.
Yeah, I would actually put it higher. It's just funny that for some reason you can't get shiny vegetables.
Yeah, no, so into C because the vegetable is holding it back.
And now we move on to the ordinarily yellow Drowsy. I don't know about this one. It seems kind of...
It's pretty good. A little I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's kind of brownish pink at the bottom, and I think I like it. Not like really highly. It's the same as, actually no, the Farfetch'd I'd put at B. I'd probably do this like C.
I thought you had Farfetch'd at B. Why is Farfetch'd back at C?
Because of the leak. The leak held it back and put it in C.
No, we can make exceptions. I don't like vegetables as much as the next guy, so.
Okay, this goes back up into B, and I think Drowsy should sit at a C.
That makes sense. It is ordinarily yellow, just like the yellow tier for C. Hypno, I think, is a stronger pink shiny than Drowsy.
Oh yeah, no, this is a lot nicer. This I think I'd put into a B next to the Farfetch'd. It's a very hot pink.
It is, and it's still got the white fur. I cannot tell from the size of the image. Is the pocket watch shiny or not?
The pocket watch is silver, so I'm not too sure. I cannot remember Hypno's. Okay, let's figure this out.
Yeah, no, we need to figure this out. Hypno ordinarily has a silver pocket watch. Okay, so points deducted. Hypno didn't go out and steal a shiny pocket watch.
It should have been gold.
It absolutely should have been. No, it should have been gold.
Okay, gold. But yeah, I think it deserves to be higher than the Farfetch'd. Like,
agreed.
Like that.
Yeah.
B tier, but a better B tier than Farfetch'd.
Yeah. Next up, Jinx.
I feel like we should deduct points because it's just a pink dress and not pink skin. Also, I think this deserves a tier list of its own as well. Hold on, I need a very harsh color for this. It's gonna be red.
Yes.
This goes
blatantly racist tier in our pink shiny tier list.
Yeah, I think Jinx deserves that. Jinx doesn't deserve any better.
Even if it tries to wear a slightly different colored dress. Fair enough. So, next one, controversial, Magma.
I like it.
I like shiny Magma too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like shiny Magma. I think they are incorrect.
I do not like the yellow of regular Magma.
Thank you. I'm glad someone's finally speaking out about this. So the interesting thing for me is that shiny Magma and shiny Magmortar look pretty similar, but it's got this nice, it's almost like a pinky purple filter applied, where it's not two different colors applied to the fire and applied to the red and applied to the yellow of the fire. It's just all kind of mixed with like a low pink filter, and I think it looks sick.
Yeah, no, it's great. I instantly want to put this into S tier above that Wigglytuff.
Above the Wigglytuff, though?
I think it deserves it.
All right, we might have to change that later, but for now I'll allow it.
Oh, it didn't want to let me do it at first, but there we go. Yeah,
we've gone through several not pink shinies, and still Wigglytuff is the only thing in the not pink tier.
Yeah, it's in both S and not pink.
Good. All right, next up, Omanyte. This feels so low effort to me.
It does. It's also kind of purple. Patrick, are you there? Oh god, did I cut out? Or did Patrick die?
Interesting.
Oh.
When I had to mute myself to wipe my nose really quick. Sorry about that. Interestingly, when I dropped my mic level in Audacity, it also muted me in Discord. Didn't realize that was linked.
Oh, okay. We
Good to
can
know for
cut
future,
that
I
bit
guess.
out.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, one of us is gonna have to, and it's not me. Next up on the list, Omanite. This feels like a very low effort shiny to me.
It is very low effort, and I want to add, it's pretty purple.
When you say pretty purple, you mean like very purple, or you mean that you like the purple that it is?
Both, actually. I really do like that purple that the Omanite's coming in with. But unfortunately, this is a tier list of pink Pokemon.
And someone came to the wrong neighborhood. So I think we both agree. Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Blatantly racist. Oh.
Oh. Well.
Let's do your thing. Let's do your one.
Yeah, I feel a lot better about going not pink than blatantly racist.
We might revisit that one. I've seen some tweets. Next up, Omastar.
This one's also low effort, but this one's actually coming in at a pink. Like, it's a pinky purple, but it's more leaning towards the pink. So
D.
I'm okay with it. D? How high on the D list do you want this?
I think if I was to I don't know if you can randomly catch an Omastar actually, but if I was to randomly encounter an Omastar and it was shiny, I think I would notice it more than Clefairy or Jigglypuff or Slowpoke. So
it goes above.
I'd put it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Omastar it comes in at blue.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lord
you'd
Helix
notice.
himself. Yeah, exactly. One that you absolutely would not. Alolan Muck.
I feel like you would because it's usually more purple, and this is going for the pink. This is going for the pink rather than the purple, so I can see the difference in color.
All right, so where would you place it?
I'd say C underneath the Drowsy, mostly because it's very low effort. It's just replaced the purple bits.
It has. So Alolan Muck, I assume most people have seen Alolan Muck, but when you think of Muck, you think of the large purple sludge monster. And apparently the sludge in Hawaii is as tropical and festive as the drinks on the beach, because it's just banded with a whole bunch of different colors. And my contention is that the bands of green, yellow, and pink and purple are the same between Alolan and shiny Alolan Muck. But yeah, I guess you're right. You probably would notice the difference, but I don't think I wouldn't be proud to show this off, right? Like, I wouldn't go to my older brother and go, look, older bro, I caught a shiny Alolan Muck.
Yeah,
because I feel like I'd have to convince him that it was actually shiny.
I also just, Muck in general is not a Pokemon you'd go around and show off to people of being proud of it.
True. It's a very valid point. Next up, Aerodactyl.
I like this one. I like it a lot.
Interesting. I do as well, but not as much as Magmar.
No, not as much as Magmar, no. I'm sitting at our first A tier for this one because I really do like the pink of it, and I think the blue underwings goes really well with that pink.
True. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy A tier.
Easy A tier.
Would you also consider Mega Aerodactyl A tier?
I think I'd put it a tier lower because it's a lighter pink, and it's not as it's not as bright and standoutish as the regular Aerodactyl is.
Yeah, for me, you're right. It's the pink with the blue underwings. I have no idea how this is going to sound to audio listeners. I'm sure this is stellar. Like, just imagine you're sitting road raging at your 2-hour commute in the morning, and you're listening to this, and you're going, "You're right. I agree that my perception of what the underwing of Mega Aerodactyl looks like is slightly off compared to regular Aerodactyl. It should be A tier. Thank you, Fast Travel Lounge. Sorry, B tier. Oof.
Yeah, no, this sits at a B tier for me because they made the pink lighter and it doesn't look as good. I think they also made the blue darker, which they kind of inverted them, I guess, which is a neat idea, but I like the other pink more.
I just wish they did something with the rock protrusions, because
those are still
Mega Aerodactyl.
Those are still
like
the regular grey.
Yeah, exactly. And just mix it up. You're Mega Aerodactyl. You're a threat. fast speed, high attack, and you're like, yeah, we still use the same rocks.
Now the question is, where on B tier do we put this? Because I'm sitting at between the Hypno and the Farfetch'd.
I was gonna put it bottom of B.
Bottom of B?
Yeah,
oh.
it's better than Shiny Drowsy, but it's still not my left out in the sun too long Farfetch'd.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I'll allow this.
We got to discuss this next one.
So there's this Pokemon called Vaporeon.
I think it deserves its own tier, personally.
Whereabouts on this tier list is it going? Like, how high or low do you want this tier?
I
think it deserves to at least be above blatantly racist.
But the thing is, though, is that we could put it into its own tier for being memeable and add other memeable things to it, in which case being memeable is almost on par with S tier. But Vaporeon is not on par with S tier. So I'm conflicted.
I actually think this Vaporeon is a contender for S tier. At the very least, the top of A tier above the Aerodactyl currently. I really like this pinky purple that it's got going on.
Fine, but this means that when I have to argue for something being one higher tier, you have to agree with me no matter what.
Wait, so are you allowing me to put it into S or at the top of A?
If you're putting it into S, that means you have to agree with me twice.
Okay, I'm going to let it go into the top of A.
Wise man.
I cannot allow you to have two over me.
Next one. This is hard. Shiny Dratini. I think
really love the Shiny Dratini.
Awkward. I was going to say kind of shit.
For me, it's Shiny Dratini and Shiny Dragonair are great, and then Shiny Dragonite just ruins it.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that we swapped Josh for Saif in the past 5 minutes. That's awkward.
I'm sorry, it just ruins the entire color scheme. It just decides it doesn't want to be pink anymore. It's going to be green.
How many times do you, while fishing for a Dratini in a particular river of whatever game you're playing, and you're like, it's that regular light blue color that I like, and then suddenly one that's like maybe a slightly weirder looking light blue, and you're like, I don't know if this is shiny or not. Meanwhile, you're going through the Elite Four, someone tosses their regular virgin orange Dragonite, and you come in there with the big Chad military green Dragonite.
I'm sorry, but if you cannot tell the difference between regular Dratini's blue and this shiny pinky purpley Dratini, you might need to get your eyes checked. You might be colorblind.
I might be colorblind, but the one color that I can see is the color of shiny Dragonite being amazing.
I heavily disagree, but I think that's also my personal bias against not liking green.
Red-green color blindness is the most common form of blindness, and you're like, yeah, I don't like green. Is it because you can't see it, Seth? Is that
I can see green very fine. I even made a point of saying I don't like the green tips of Clefairy and Clefable's ears.
Was that not you just 50-50ing between red and green and hoping no one would call you out?
Quiet. Shut your whole mouth.
So I really don't like shiny Dratini. I do like shiny Dragonair because they made it like actually pink.
I like them both quite a bit, but I am willing to meet in the middle and put shiny Dratini at
C tier.
No, I was going to say let's put it into B tier because it's in the middle of both of our opinions. Let's, but I'll give you one advantage. I'll put it beneath the Farfetch'd.
I'll allow it. Shiny Dragonair is just dope as hell. That goes straight to A.
Straight to A? I was going to argue for it to go to S.
Ooh. Yeah, actually, yeah. You know what? I can see it going to S. If Shiny Dragonite were pink, I would also argue for it to be an S tier. But yeah, Shiny Dragonair, I'll allow to go to S.
Okay.
The question is it S-ier than Wigglytuff?
I think so. My argument is it going to be S-ier than Magmar? Because I kind of like the white and pink better than the pink on red. I think it's a more serving color scheme.
I think just because of my personal bias towards Dragonair over Magmar as a Pokemon, I'd agree. Shift that bad boy up one.
Okay, let's put it right at the top of S tier, and this is the end of Gen 1.
Amazing. It only took us 20 minutes.
Yeah. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this list as it is currently.
Cool. So, what have we learned about those that are in D tier?
They are all pink, and they should have changed color for their shiny. Except for Omastar. That's just in there for some reason.
So in that case, we should adjust the D tier name to low effort.
Yeah, sure. Low effort. And just to really sink that in, let's make that one a pink color scheme.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that clashes with the not pink being pink as well.
True, it does.
Let's make the not pink the purple.
I guess. Like, canonically, that is correct, but I don't like it. C tier. I'm struggling to think of what Drowsy and Muck have in common.
They don't really. I think for now we just leave them S, A, B, and C. Because that's a good ranking system.
Yeah, you're probably right. Right, now that we had a moment to actually, we should probably, for the audio listeners, actually just run back through. So, count us off. S tier, Saif, what do we got?
We got Shiny Dragonair, Shiny Magmar, and Shiny Wigglytuff.
Probably can just say the regular Pokemon names. I think it's implied that all of these are shiny because otherwise they wouldn't be here.
Yeah, right. I see them and my brain doesn't work properly and just goes, oh yeah, this is a shiny Pokemon. Say shiny before the Pokemon name. A tier, Patrick.
I was about to introduce it as a Reddit creepypasta, so you introducing it as Patrick is even worse somehow.
No, I was handing it off to you to list the Pokemon.
Oh!
It was like this. I thought it was going to be this nice back and forth thing where you're like, okay, S tier, Seth, you rank them off, and then I go A tier, Patrick, you rank them off, and we'd bounce it back and forth, kind of like what people do on a podcast.
Bro, you leave me hanging when you're about to read out Vaporeon, and then you say Patrick. How do you expect me to respond to that? There are so many implications there.
I thought it was quite obvious. Leave in the comments if you think it wasn't obvious and I'm just insane.
Okay, well in A tier we have Seth.
Please don't name a Vaporeon after me. I don't like those implications.
Yeah, see, it's not fun, is it? In A tier we have Vaporeon and Aerodactyl. And in B tier we have Seth.
We have Hypno, we have Farfetch'd, Dratini, and Mega Aerodactyl. Patrick, do you want to list off the seed ranks?
I would actually. We have in no, actually no, it's not in no particular order. It's in exactly this order. Drowsy and Alolan Muck.
And now the favorite tier, low effort, is Omastar, Clefairy, Clefable, Jigglypuff, and Slowpoke. Patrick, what's the next rank?
I believe the next rank is not pink. And the first thing that is not pink is Wigglytuff.
Weird that Wigglytuff is in this tier list twice.
I don't know. I assume it's like a Sweet Life of Zack and Cody thing.
Oh yes, twin Wigglytuffs. If they're the Zack and Cody, who's going to be the Mr. Mosby of the tier list?
Surely that would be Drowsy.
You know what? I can see that.
I feel like if I walk into a hotel and Drowsy's greeting me as the concierge, I go, I'm going to like this hotel.
Yeah, no,
this hotel's my kind of place.
That's fair.
Also in the not pink tier list, we have Omanite. Oh,
Yes.
man. For a second, it was like, yes, but night is stronger than star. Yeah, Omanite. And finally, in the reverse S tier,
blatantly racist is Jinx.
crazy. Who'd have seen that coming? Shall we move into into Gen 2?
Yeah, let's. And I think we have a contender for S tier with God, why am I blanking on the name? Patrick, save me.
Ferret.
That's the one.
This little guy was running up that escalator the whole time until Gen 8.
Every single
dropped?
gen, it restarts the escalator run.
Oh, love him. This, you know what? I think there's a tier above S.
Walked up the escalator and into our hearts.
I love that we're just going to name this tier He Made It.
Oh, I accidentally made the S tier white. That's... Oh, I am messing this up badly. I am clicking all over the place.
Try not to make this a racial thing, I see. Love that. Yeah, he made it. He made it. That's the tier name. He made it.
He made it.
And for it, there you go. There he is. He's climbed up the escalator of tier ranks. He started blatantly racist, and look at him now. A fully reformed ferret that made it to the top of an escalator. You'll love to see it.
Absolutely love to see it. Crobat.
Low effort.
Low effort.
I'll be honest.
It started off as a purple, and they just kind of hue shifted it. I also don't like the green.
It's the weird pinky purple. It could almost be a not pink contender, honestly.
I think it's pink enough to avoid not pink.
It just looks diseased to me.
It does a little bit. Do we want it at the bottom of low effort, or does it deserve to go a little higher?
No,
I think it deserves to be above the Clefables.
Really?
I think so. Clefable is very low effort. It doesn't even feel like they changed the color at all.
Well, in that case, Clefable, the Clefable, or the Clefailine should be at the bottom, because
Do you wanted something like... I think the Slowpoke also deserves to be... Slowpoke deserves all the way at the bottom of low effort. It doesn't feel like they changed it at all.
maybe they were just too slow to change the... You know what? That was a Steve tier joke. I'm sorry. You deserve better than that.
Back out. Save yourself.
Put down the shovel, as I frequently tell him. Cleffa, though. Cleffa, I think we know where this is going.
Low effort.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to the others.
No, you know what? I think it's more... It's got... Shoot. What's the wording on this one? It's got more low effort points than the other Cleffa lines because so much of it is green.
You're right, but it's also kind of the same thing where it's just replaced the browns for the greens, and this just had more brown than the others.
But if we put it in that order, then we get the evolution line.
You're right. Let's go with the evolution line.
Speaking of evolution line,
Igglybuff. Should we do it in the evolution line as well? Actually, I feel like we should do reverse because...
I feel like it reversed, yeah, because at least... Actually, no. That's right. In reversed order, because at least Jigglypuff's eyes are a different color.
Yeah. I feel that.
Okay, we need to talk about this next one.
So we go Mareep, Flaffle?
Flaffy,
and an Ampharos, and then Mega Ampharos. Those are our next four.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, Mareep was out of order. My bad. Yeah, Mareep. I really like Mareep.
I also really like Mareep, but I don't think it's like very, very high tier. I'm thinking of it as a B tier. I like it, but I don't love it.
I think A, just because they did the crazy thing. Think of how many shinies are normally blue and they got turned to pink. This one has blue in it.
Yeah, you're right. And I also owe you one. Do you want to cash in that owed favor?
Oh, you know what? You know what? I do. And mini story time. One of the first Pokemon cards I ever got was Mareep.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever owned any Pokemon cards. I never, or maybe I did, and I just never learned how to play the game.
The game is weirdly complicated. Like,
yeah.
Even Yu-Gi-Oh! I think conceptually is an easier game to play than Pokemon TCG.
Yeah, because Yu-Gi-Oh! You just have your monsters, you have your magic, and you have your trap cards. Easy. Don't worry about synchro and linking and Xyz summons just yet. This is 2006 and earlier.
It's 2006. You're on your lunch break with your friends out in the schoolyard with the cap that had the weird little like fabric flap that would go down the back of your neck, and it would get like stuck there with all the sunblock that the teacher made you put on before you went outside. Is this getting too weirdly personal?
A little, but I also share those similar memories. so it's not that personal, it's just nostalgic.
It's just like, wait, those are my memories.
Patrick, when did you go to my school? Why were you watching me? Mareep, A tier. I will even let you decide where on A tier this sits.
Oh, okay. I was really hoping you'd say I'll let you use that without calling in the favor. Oh, this is tough. I think, you know what? I think personally, I think we have to invert Vaporeon and Aerodactyl, and Mareep sits above Vaporeon. I think Vaporeon is the bottom of A tier.
See, Vaporeon is there because of the favor I called in. So I will allow you to put it above Vaporeon, but when Aerodactyl is staying where it is.
Fine. Flaffy, though, in the bin.
In the bin? Yeah, that's right. Flaffy is pink in general. So they just changed the bell color to be green. What is up with pink and green in this?
Exactly.
Where in low effort shall we put this? I think below Omastar. I feel that's where it should sit. So second place in low effort right now.
Below Omastar? I guess we don't want to piss off Lord Helix. Probably the right call.
Also, Omastar was blue, so it at least changed its color.
Okay, you know what? On that point alone, very valid. Next up, Ampharos. Ampharos is a good boy.
Ampharos is a very good boy, and I really do like this one. I instantly think it's a contender for at least A.
Yeah. I'm not saying that he made it, but I'm saying he got close.
He's very close, yes. So my current is, you know what? I think it does deserve S. I think I like it more than Magmar. How are you feeling?
I'd agree with that. The pink on white, it's a winning color combo.
And the blue just adds to it.
Oh yeah.
Now
all day.
Now, do you want to discuss if it deserves to be above Dragonair?
I would say yes.
I also feel yes. I think the blue works better than the orange that's going on with Dragonair.
So, interestingly, not as much of a fan of Mega Ampharos. I prefer regular Mega Ampharos.
Really? Because I was thinking that Mega Ampharos deserved to be and he made it right next to Ferret.
Are you joshing me right now?
I'm not. I think that this color scheme works very well. I like it more than just regular Ampharos's shiny colors. I think adding all that fur and adding more blue into it made it work so much better.
To protect the sanctity of the he made it tier, the tier that I swore an oath to keep specifically for Ferret, I will call in my favor to specifically not have Mega Ampharos in the he made it tier.
Okay, so currently I'm sitting at putting it at the very top of S tier then.
Above regular Ampharos even?
Yeah, I really do like it a lot better than the regular Ampharos. I think the hair and fluffy tail makes it work that much more.
Well, I guess I got my wish of keeping it out of he made it tier, so I'll allow it.
Very good. Very good.
All right, we should talk about the diseased flower.
Diseased flower?
Yeah, the diseased flower. Blossom, I'm not a fan of the shiny.
Sorry about that. Diseased flower, the blossom. I'm not too big of a fan of it. I very much prefer regular blossom over this.
Agreed.
I don't think it deserves to go into low effort though. I think it should go
I think
above Alolan Muck.
Yeah, I think they tried. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, I think above Alolan Muck is where it should sit because I at least like Drowsy.
Yes. Yeah, 100% agree. Yep. I'm conflicted on shiny Ariados.
You know what? I don't even really remember Ariados's regular form.
Red. It's like the bright red type.
Okay. I kind of like this. I like the light blue it's going with as well.
So that's the thing, is that like compared to its regular form, I like what they were going for here because I feel like they went for something that took effort and it looks okay, but I just don't think relative to other things on this on this page, it's as good as a package.
I think yeah. I'm thinking we put it above Drowsy. It doesn't deserve to go into the Bs with the other ones that we're like, we like these ones. I think it's neat, and I think it's better than Drowsy, which is a decent one.
Yep. Yeah. That's similar to me. Yep. I'd agree with that.
Patrick, I forgot this Pokemon's name.
Not Jumpluff, Hoppip?
Hoppip, that's the one. Yeah, because I know Jumpluff. Fun fact, Jumpluff is Trinity's favorite grass-type Pokemon. Just wanted to get into that because she told me that this morning. So doing a Pokemon-themed podcast is kind of on point. Okay, Hoppip. I kind of like it.
I don't know. I certainly don't see it going above a B tier.
Yeah, no. It's not above B tier.
It's like it's distinct enough, right? Like regular Hoppip is green. This is bright pink, so understandable.
It's out of low effort by default on that.
Definitely out of low effort. I don't think it's A tier because the yellow flower on its head is still a yellow flower on its head.
Yeah, no, it's not A tier material. I think I'm going to argue for it to be into B tier. I think it deserves to go into that.
B tier, but not above Farfetch'd.
Yeah, not above Farfetch'd, not above Dratini either. I think this... yeah, I think this deserves above Mega Aerodactyl. How are you feeling on that?
Yeah, we can I see that working.
Yeah, we can squeeze it in there. It's a good little lad. Now, shiny Jumpluff. I also kind of like this one.
Do you, or does Trin have a gun to your head?
I actually do kind of like this one.
How much?
Above Mega Aerodactyl, like.
So keeping the evolution line?
Yeah, keeping the evolution line.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I'm not as enamored by it, but
I like the yellow of Hoppip a little more than the pinks of the Jumpluff.
Yeah.
But I do think it is kind of nice.
The OCD is, in my head is satisfied by seeing it in evolutionary line.
Yeah.
All right. Apom, low effort.
Low effort?
Gotta be real. It's regularly purple and they made it pink.
Yeah, it is a kind of a huge shift, but they also made the cream into a pink, which is a little more high effort. It's two color values being shifted towards pink.
It's either low effort or the bottom of C tier for me.
I will allow bottom of C tier.
All right. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think Shiny Wooper, he made it.
I don't think it's he made it tier.
What do you mean?
I'm not even sure if it's above the Dragonair for me.
My man's out here looking like rose gold. What more could Shiny Wooper do?
I don't know. I think the horns could have been a different color.
They are a different color, aren't they?
No, they're both of them being pink. I think if the horns were a different color than pink on pink, I'd be fine.
I mean, the regular horn color is purple.
No, not changing it from what it is originally. I mean, for this shiny color in general, it's pink body skin and pink horns. The horns could have been a different color.
So where would you put it?
Above Wigglytuff.
I'd probably put him above Magmar as well.
Above Magmar? I'll allow that. Yeah, Wooper can sit there. I'm comfortable with that.
He's such a good-looking whoopy boy.
He is. I don't want to say he isn't. I just think he could have been a little nicer and gooder Wooper.
He could have gone from good boy to best boy, and that would have made it to the he made it tier.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gonna be side point. Gonna be really interesting. What color the I've already forgotten the name of the new region. I want to say Galar, but that's not it. Gen 9.
Paldean.
Really interested what Paldean, because I mean, regular Paldean Wooper is the shit color.
Yeah,
the literal shit color.
Yeah,
so
it is.
I'm kind of I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do for the shiny. Kind of excited, if I'm honest.
What if they just go for what they've done so far with the Clefable line, and they just turn the browns into greens?
No, hear me out. They go one step further, and they turn shiny Paldean Wooper, because the form itself looks identical. It's just a different color. They turn shiny Paldean Wooper blue.
I'd actually really like that. I would like that a lot.
Yeah, there we go. Pokemon, heard it here first. Unfortunately, we're not reviewing shiny Paldean Wooper because he is not. Well, he might be pink, but we don't know that yet.
And also, we're not here to review Gen 9 just yet.
Also true. And why not?
I'm out of here. I cannot stand this man.
Actually, we should probably do Quagsire. I don't know why not is next up on that list.
Oh, is why not Gen 4 Pokemon?
No. Why not Gen 2? But I'm saying Wooper evolves into Quagsire.
Oh, okay. Yep. And why not is over there.
There we go.
Got it. Yep. Okay, so, Quagsire.
I'll be honest.
Kind of plain.
Yeah. He's the zero on the diversity scale kind of plain. He's the plays ultimate frisbee in the weekends with his dentist buddies kind of plain.
Yeah, there's just not a whole lot going on with this boy.
Some might say he is simple. Shout out to my competitive Quagsire. Oh shit! No, it's not simple. Unaware. Damn it. Oh.
Be careful of what you're going to say. Though. We don't want you to get cancelled.
No, the unaware ability is so good on competitive Quagsire.
Yeah, I don't know, kind of plain, but Quagsire is just kind of plain in general, so I don't want to put it into low effort because there's not much you could do with it since it's just a full blue Pokemon as it is. So I want to at least put it into bottom of C.
Yeah, bottom of C.
It's not its fault that they couldn't do more with it.
He's just kind of vibing.
Yeah,
and we have to accept that.
We like a good vibe.
It's true. We do here at the Fast Travel Lounge love a good vibe. Slowking. I'll be honest.
I like the blue on the collar.
I like it as well, but it still feels low effort.
Yeah, because I was going to say this is about pinkness. And you know what? It's generally already pink. So let's put it next to Slowpoke. Actually, should we inverse the evolution line for this one like we did into Jigglypuffs.
I think more effort has been taken than to turn the ears of Clefables green.
Okay, so it's just going to break the evolution line and go above others. I also, you know what? I'm going to argue for it to sit right at the top of low effort.
Yeah,
then.
there we go. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to lead the horse to water. But now that you're there, take a big drink.
Yeah, no, top of low effort.
Top of low effort. Delibird. Hi. Maybe I'm biased because I really like Delibird just conceptually.
Yeah, no, I also really like
just
this.
Get each other.
I also really like this.
Like, close your eyes and imagine this, dear listener, that cast your mind back to when you're back when the big man in the big red cape and the big red not cape, not jacket. Oh my god, what is the line?
Ho ho ho.
No, but like it's always he has a big red coat. Maybe it's big red coat. Anyway, cast your mind back to back when back when Santa would come down your chimney. So like 15 to 20s, like early 20s, really. Cast your mind back to your early 20s, when you would be stoked for Santa to turn up. Now imagine that when you wake up and trap Santa in your fireplace, it's a shiny Santa. The chances of that, without any kind of weird breeding, which we are really not going to touch because that gets weird very quickly, is like 1 in 8,192. You would be stoked if that Santa that you caught in your chimney was purple. All I'm saying is, take that same that little sense of wonder that you have right now, that little starry-eyed, that little glint in your eye that you have right now, take that and think, where could Delibird go? S tier.
You're on a very weird roundabout tangent there, but I think I have to give it to you that it is an S tier. I mean, I was going to agree with S tier in general, but you've convinced me. You've convinced me it's very much S tier. To the point, it's high S tier. Maybe even over Mega Ampharos S tier if you would like it to be.
There we go. Oh, I would like nothing more. The idea that when I wake up Christmas morning and I get a choice-banded hustle present from a competitive shiny Delibird that will either knock out all of my teeth or heal me completely is a good time.
You know what, Patrick? Just for you, I'm going to do a favor.
Why are you writing get help?
No. Below he made it, but above S, we have he's here. like it's Christmas Day, like you said, and Delibird is here.
It's Christmas Day, and Delibird walks in, and he gives you that bro wave like he has in the sprite, like he has in that picture right there. Like that's a knowing. That's a hey, it's been a while. It's been a year. How have you been? How's the wife? How are the kids?
And just for kicks, he reaches into his bag and gives you a nice big present.
No,
and then he's on his way.
First he fakes you out.
Gives you a bit of a wake-up slap.
Yeah. Then he gives you a present, which, as I say, will either knock out all of your teeth or cure the broken leg that he gave you from the fake out. And then, right when you think, you know what? Maybe today's the day that I throttle Santa Claus. He gives you the old Destiny bond, and then you die. Welcome to every person I've played against with my competitive Delibird.
I don't know if I like the Destiny bonds and we both die aspect. I might not want him to be here if he's going to do that.
But Saif, he's here.
And soon, neither of us will be.
My competitive Delibird was adamant. So it was adamant natured, right? So boost attack, lowers special attack. Hustle, which boosts attack at the cost of accuracy. Choice banded, which boosts attack, but it means you can only use one move. Full attack investment, present. So if it hit hard, and if it didn't hit, it's a Delibird, and you die instantly. But if you somehow swap the choice band off, he also had access to Fake Out, Ice Shard, and Destiny Bond, and what a setup. What a game. It was a good time.
It sounds like a nightmare. I want out.
but he gives you that knowing wave. That knowing wave and that cheeky smile.
Patrick, why not move on?
That's it. Seth's out of here.
I am just giving back as much as I receive.
Yeah. Well, why not? Why not be low effort?
If we're going to put Quagsire at the bottom of C because of its handicap of just being all you can do is shift this color. Actually, you know what? They could have changed the tail as well. It has more going on than Quagsire does.
More? You think it's higher or
no.
Right.
I mean, in general, it has more that could have been changed than Quagsire. Yeah. So plus, I think below the Slowking.
I know that this should be so. First of all, I agree. Second of all, if you didn't put it there, not only is it low effort in its shiny design, but low effort in terms of its name as well. Like, what are you doing?
Now you shut your whole mouth. I like Why Not's name. I may not appreciate puns, but Pokemon names as puns is A tier.
I guess we'll have to agree and disagree. Wobbuffet, though.
Same place. I think inverse the evolution line like we did the Igglybuff and Jigglypuff. Keep it below Slowking, but above Why Not?
Easy. Yeah, 100%. Quillfish is an interesting one. Quillfish I kind of like, but it feels like they just hue shifted everything to pink.
Yeah, it does feel a little low effort in that regard, but I think it belongs over Apom because Apom kind of has a similar thing going on where they just hue shifted it, but it's nicer than Apom's.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Heracross.
Heracross, all you can do is hue shift it from blue to pink, but I think it's amazing. I think it deserves bottom of A tier.
I just have a strong preference for original Heracross over shiny Heracross.
I do too, but I do think this is a nice pink on the Heracross.
Yeah, I guess from that side of it, yeah, you're right, yeah.
And we are ranking them on their pink values.
I feel like we change that every 3 Pokemon, Seth, come on.
Yeah, you're right. But we do have some consistent rules.
And the consistent rule is that we have no rules. Mega Heracross, less of a fan of than regular Heracross.
Yeah, also less of a fan. I think the reds on this could have been changed to make it...
Do we think he's racist?
No, I don't think he's racist. And he's definitely pink. I think low effort because they only changed the blue into pink and they did nothing with the red.
Yeah.
Now, where on low effort do we put it?
I would put it...
Above the Slowpoke, but below everything else?
I was going to say below Lord Helix himself.
Below Lord Helix himself? I will allow that. Actually, you know what? I think it deserves below Flaffy.
You think Mega Heracross is lower effort than Flaffy, the Pokemon that literally started pink?
Actually, yeah, you're right, because at least Flaffy, they just changed a bulb into a green. At least Mega Heracross is its main body that's been changed.
I'm gonna let you edit this out to make it look like you're less of an idiot than you were in the last 15 seconds.
No, let everyone know. Let me show my ass live on podcast.
That was a close call, man. We nearly lost you there.
Yeah, I kind of had a bad moment there. But we're getting close to the end of the list. We got 4 more left.
So I hate the Sneasel.
I also hate the Sneasel.
I almost think that it's racist. I hate this.
Patrick, racist exists exclusively for Jinx. I think we add a list. We add something between C and low effort for things we hate. Because at least it has effort put into it, but I do not think it deserves to be into the C tiers with everything else.
Yeah.
So, at a row below.
Name it Desgostang.
Yes. And let's give it the ugly green.
Oh, that is an ugly green. You know what? Now I feel like Blossom should also belong in the disgusting tier.
You're right. I think it does. Actually, this is an argument to be had. Does it? Which deserves to be above the other?
Is Sneasel more or less disgusting than Blossom?
I think Blossom works better than the Sneasel.
Yeah, I'd agree. Macago though.
I like Macago. I'm not in love with it, but I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree with the little qualifier. The red shell. Red shell's nice, just because it's again the red body to purple body. It almost, if they got the colors better, I'd say that it could be a contender for something like Magmar, just because it has the same body that it could have been. Some real sick color scheme like that, but the red and the pink clash is a bit too much for me.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think it deserves to be in. I was going to say above Heracross, because I do like it. I don't like it more than Aerodactyl, but I like it more than Heracross.
Yeah, I see that.
I think that little flame on its shell is doing a lot for me in visual appeal.
Flames do make things go faster. Okay, so we know that Jinx is blatantly racist. Is Smoochum redeemable? Have they strayed from the path? Have they strayed on the path from God?
Slightly.
By this point?
Those lips are also doing blatantly racist things.
So we're willing to just stamp it as blatantly racist and move on?
Yeah, I think above Jinx on blatantly racist though. It's less racist than Jinx.
half of these tiers are inverted for what the left and right sides mean.
Yep.
But that's okay. And lucky last on the list, Celebi.
Celebi. I like the Celebi quite a bit, honestly.
Bro, it's the same color as the Wooper.
Yeah, but it has a little bit more going on in the Wooper. I like the darker...
Just because it's a god of the forest and shit. Okay, fine.
I like the green eyes, I like the green tips of the antennas, and I like the very dark pink tip on the hair and the dark pink shoes. I think it has a little bit more going on than the Wooper does.
Do you think the Celebi's here?
I don't think he's here. I want to put it above Dragonair.
No. He goes below Wooper.
You want below Wooper?
Below Wooper. At least, okay, meet in the middle, below Dragonair.
I was going to suggest that. I wasn't sure how you were going to feel about it. I was willing to go into, do you want to, like, coin flip it, basically?
All right, wow. And we made it to the end of Gen 2. So, how are we going to do this? Are we going to do just the Gen 2s per rank or all up?
Yeah, let's do all up. Let's just summarize our entire list.
Because the tiers have also changed between Gen 1 and Gen 2.
They have. So, Patrick, please tell us who is at the very... Actually, let's start from the bottom.
I like that. Here we are. We're making it up as we go along. We're innovators. What can we say? The only rule is that there are no rules.
So, in our very coveted, blatantly racist tier, we have Smoochum and we have Jinx.
And we have... Why is there a picture of Steve there?
You know what? I should have replaced that with a picture of you. I'm sorry.
Wait, Future Saif's going to cut this out, right?
I can't make any promises for Future Saif.
Right,
he might
Future
find that
Saif?
very funny.
Well, I'm pink now, I'll tell you what.
But you know what's not pink?
Yeah, true. Wigglytuff. Okay, real talk. Zach and Cody, which one's S tier? Which one's not pink?
I'm gonna level with you. I'm going to be very, very very picky about this. Zach was in Kingdom Hearts 3, so I believe he deserves S tier, while Cody is in Riverdale, so he deserves to be in not pink.
That's such a niche metric, I have to allow it. The only way that I could come back from that is if I had a more niche metric of my own, and I don't. So, all right. So in that case, in the not pink, we have Cody, Wigglytuff, and Omanite.
I feel like that's a very good list.
That's a powerful combo, I'll tell you what. And then into the low efforts, we have
Slowpoke, Clefairy,
you're going backwards. It's like, come on, man, that's Slow King.
Let's go from like the bottom of the list and go up. So Slowpoke, Clefairy, Clefable, Clefar, Crobat, Igglybuff, Jigglypuff, Flaffy, Mega Heracross, Omastar, why not? Why am I blanking on his name? Wobbuffet, that's the one. Wobbuffet and Slowking.
Slowking, king of the slows, king of the low effort tier. Love to see it. In the disgusting tier.
What a good tier.
Two Gen 2 heartthrobs. Sneasel, which looks like complete shit. And Blossom, which looks like an eggplant emoji that went too far.
It's kind of diseased, so I don't think I'd pick that flower.
No, I wouldn't either.
And then in our C tier, we have Quagsire, Apom, Quillfish, Alolan Muck, Drowsy, and
Ariados.
I'm sorry, Ariados. Thank you. I do not know
Ariados or Ariados. I don't know. It's like ARIA. It's such a
I don't see this Pokemon very often. I know it's a Gen 2 Pokemon, but it's not one I see often, and I've never memorized it.
Yeah, fair enough. And why would you need to? It's only a C tier, even in shiny form. In B tier, we have Mega Aerodactyl, Jumpluff, Hoppip, Dragon, Dratini. What am I saying?
Dratini.
Yeah. It's like Dragon, none of them. A very bronzed up Farfetch'd and Hypno.
And then in our A tier, we have Heracross, Magmod,
Macago.
Actually, no, where's Slugma? Oh, wait, no, okay, never mind. Slugma's probably not pink.
Slugma's green, I think.
Yeah, Slugma's is green. Wow. It's reverse Dratini to Dragonite.
Oh, no, it is not green. It is a weird grey color.
Oh, even weirder. Anyway, continuing on, we have regular Aerodactyl, Vaporeon, and Mareep.
All right. I know that we're in the middle of reciting the tier. I'm just going to say this in general real quick. Take a gaze at that.
Oh, wow.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Yeah, that is a very bad massacre. I do not like that at all.
It's got the same eyes as the Dragon Dart. Shoot, the pseudo-legendary of Gen 8. Come on.
Okay, I don't know for Gen 8. I'm sorry. You're on your own on that one.
Come on, give me a sec. Dragon Darts is the signature move of... come on. Dragapult, but it's not Dragapult that I'm thinking of. It's the pre-evolution. Where are you? Dreepy. Yeah. It looks weirdly. It looks like Dreepy, which is funny considering how old the generation gap is.
Yeah, no, that's God, Dreepy is such a weird name. I like Dragapult a lot. I have seen that one. I like that Pokemon quite a lot.
Yeah. Dreepy kind of baller. Ghost Dragon's a sick type.
It actually is. Is it the only Ghost Dragon?
No, Giratina is also Ghost Dragon.
Right, yeah.
Because he has no friends. But yeah, as like a actually catchable, I spent too much time on the internet that I want to say breedable and then it sounds weird. Pokemon. Anyway, moving on. In the A tier we have
we've
Zach
already
Wigglytuff.
no, S tier, not A tier.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. In S2 we have Zach Wigglytuff, Magmar, Wooper, yeah boy, Celebi, Dragonair, Ampharos, and Mega Ampharos.
And then I feel like you're very personally attached to these last two, so I'll just let you go for them back to back.
Saif, it's Christmas morning, and you have a fat stack of presents under your tree, and you look out of the corner of your eye, you see a
I've
purple
been
Delibird.
Destiny bonded.
You've been mean looked, there is no escape. You start singing Perish song.
I will be dead in 3 turns.
It's all over.
The last thing I utter, he's here.
That sounds like such a good horror story. And throughout all this time, think about these tiers like an escalator of quality, if you will.
You never said who's here. You were just going.
Yes, I did. Delibird.
Did you? I didn't hear you say Delibird.
Purple Delibird standing in the corner.
Oh, I missed that part. I was too focused on my own death.
Glossing over an important detail. Yes, Delibird is here. And by here I do mean Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yay! Everyone is here.
Everyone is here. But you know who rose above Smash Brothers Ultimate? The one who rose above the escalator of Gen 1, Gen 2, pink Pokemon Shiny Sprite.
He walked
tiers.
all this way.
You know what? We don't deserve him. He is the harbinger of the next Pokemon gen. And you know what? He made it. For it.
Love that guy. Absolutely love that guy. What a good lad.
Massive fan of his work.
And you know what? When he made it and he delivers Gen 9, he will just go back to that escalator and start walking again towards Gen 10.
He may start blatantly racist, but he will overcome that.
I feel like he skips right over that. he saw that, it was like a shit on the floor, and he's like, "Ew, I'm not stepping in that."
The shit on the floor is Jinx after being hit by a fire type move.
Good. They could remove Jinx from Pokemon and no one would care. Patrick, what did we do for the last hour?
It's an excellent question. I honestly don't know.
Unfortunately, I think this might be our best content.
I'm so proud of the giant F that we've made in the tier maker list.
Oh god, we did too.
And it's all thanks to how much low effort pink shiny sprites there are in Gen 1 and 2.
Yeah, if we had a row above and a bunch of Pokemon above he made it, we might be going for an E.
Well, we just need to fill out more Pokemon that are blatantly racist.
Oh god, we could. I don't think we could, actually. I think Jinx and Smoochum are like all there is.
Oh, no. We definitely could. It's whether or not we should.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But yeah, I'm happy with this list.
I'm happy as well. And I really don't know how we're going to get this to people on Spotify, but people watching on YouTube will be able to maybe follow along in its entirety, depending on how future Saif wants to do this.
I will also post it on the socials like a day after the podcast goes up. Give it some time for the podcast to breathe, and then drop it.
And I think we should probably do our due diligence and post a link to people to this tier list where people can go and rate their own shiny sprites.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely leave that in the description.
Is there a name attached to this that we can thank now?
Neo Navi, I believe. Oh, yeah. I think it's Neo Navi made this list.
Cool. Well, thank you, Neo Navi. We will come back to this list for the Gen 3 Plus at some point later when Josh is back at college and Steve is away on business. Yeah, no, whenever it's just the two of us, we will come back to this list. But yeah, do you agree with our choices? Let us know. I hope you agree with our choices. We are very smart intellectuals. It's true. I think the interesting thing will be if we leave this for a while and then come back, whether we just naturally want to create a He Made It tier again. I feel like on our train of thoughts, we definitely would.
we'd see for it, and we'd definitely go, yeah, he made it.
He did. He did. He really did. And moving forward, anytime that he comes up, one of us is going to have to just say he made it.
Yeah. He made it onto my team.
He did. He did. Well, that brings us to the end of... Oh, not Round the Lounge. What is this? That brings us to the end of Fast Tier Travel Lounge this week.
I feel like it's a bit of a mouthful. I like just Fast Tier Lounge.
Fast Tier Lounge or Fast Travel Lounger. You decide. Which means that comes to the end of part 1 for this week. Thank you. Man, it really is hard to just get out of the habit of saying the same thing every week. Thank you
it really
to
is.
Seth for that.
It is.
You just fall into the pattern. It's just so easy to just slip into it.
Yeah, you're just so used to it being the same format every week.
It's true. It was safe. It was safe, and I knew what it was doing, and now I'm in the deep end, and I can't swim because I don't have my little shiny whoopie boy water wings to keep me afloat. Anyway, coming up next is part 2 news.
Yay, news.
Starting off with an absolute banger. Criterion Games is back, baby. Put in some air horns or something here if you're really feeling adventurous, future Seth. They're back with Need for Speed Unbound. So Criterion Games, the studio behind the Burnout series, and I want to say the last game that they did in Need for Speed was Most Wanted.
I think so. Also, just to answer you for your own sake, I'll put in some car horns. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, I'll take that actually. Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, so they are back with new title, Need for Speed Unbound. I am so excited for this. It's crazy.
I actually really like that this is a very heavily stylized game as well. Like they've gone like a cel-shaded look and a lot of like graffiti tags. It's so different for Need for Speed.
You and I are the minorities on this. Everywhere that they've put up trailers, there has been negative response to how stylized this game is.
I can understand because Need for Speed, it kind of has a look that seems like underground, I want to say. But I'm really digging this change in visual style, and I think Need for Speed needed something to shake it up. Even if it's just a visual style change, this might be it.
So my biggest problem is that the last few Need for Speed games, we've had Rivals, which I played. I think Rivals was the last one that I did play, actually. But then
I'll be real with you, I haven't played Need for Speed since Carbon.
Fine. But the point is, if you look at particular screenshots from various Need for Speed games, you can generally figure out what game it was from, or at least ballpark when the game came out, even if you don't know which game it was specifically. The problem is with the last few, they have been very similar. Similar to the point where I actually did this with someone else a few days ago just to prove a point. Let me just go again. And pull up the Need for Speed list in Steam. Yep, so we have Need for Speed Unbound, which has just been announced, Need for Speed Heat, Need for Speed Payback, and then Need for Speed Rivals. I don't know from a screenshot or anything else about the game what the difference is between Heat, Need for Speed, and Need for Speed Payback.
I'd be hard-pressed to say the differences since they've gone to the PS4 era.
Exactly, because they're all going for a similar kind of look of a car game with cops. And what's interesting is the negative reactions online have been, why can't we make it more realistic? Why can't we make it like this, that, or the other thing? Bro, we have Forza. Bro, we have Gran Turismo. Like, what do you mean you want your Need for Speed game more realistic?
Yeah, no,
get in your car and have a police chase IRL.
Yeah, let other art styles exist. It makes the genre more diverse, and it lets developers be a bit more creative, and they're being very creative with this game's style.
So
a lot of like draw overs and graffiti. It's really interesting.
The only thing that I will agree with them on is that quite a few people have asked if there's a way to turn off, particularly the smoke effects to either side of the car when you're going around corners and stuff. I can see how that would get in the way if you're trying to do something specific.
Yeah.
But in terms of adding just like visual flair for the sake of visual flair, huge fan. And the map looks very Burnout Paradise-esque, but way bigger.
Did they say if it was going to be an open world game? I may have missed that.
Well, there's definitely an open world map, so I assume it's an open world game.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, this has all of the pieces of a game. This checks a lot of boxes for me, basically.
Oh yeah, no, definitely for me as well. Like I've said before, I'm not big on the Forza or Gran Turismos. I like more arcadey races. Need for Speed hits that more of an arcadey racer, but also having like this very unique art style and arcadey look to it hits that much higher for me.
That's the only thing that I'm not 100% sure of yet, because the handling models in Need for Speed typically leave a lot to be desired. Even though they're coming from an arcadey perspective, they
like to try and meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, or it just hasn't.
Yeah, you go. Yeah. Sorry.
It just hasn't felt that great. Like Burnout Paradise was a great handling model, and it took them ages to get that right based on some behind the scenes stuff from years ago. And when they then went to Hot Pursuit, very heavy handling model. And I think Rivals was like a lighter version of that, but still that kind of style. But then Most Wanted was much more burnout-y as well. So this is coming from me not having played the most recent couple Need for Speed, so maybe the handling model is totally fine. I've got nothing to be worried about. But
maybe the handling model is different between developers as well, because I feel like a lot of the ones that you said are burnout-y might have been by Criterion Games.
Exactly. Yep. So that's the only thing is whether they have a handling model that checks the boxes like everything else I've seen about this game. Because if it does, it's a pre-order.
Yep, most definitely.
But confirmed for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC coming December 2. I am
fully next-gen game also.
Very excited. True. Yeah, didn't even think of that. But yeah, very excited for this. It's going to be awesome, I hope.
Hold on a second. December 2, it's coming out in 2 months?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I missed that part. That's very close. Holy crap.
Yep, they've been waiting, and they've... I don't know if you've seen this side of it either, but they actually went back and updated a bunch of the what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say thumbnails, but that's not the right thing in Steam for Need for Speed Unbound. So the Hot Pursuit Remastered, for example, has the Unbound green as part of the title.
Yeah,
card.
I just saw that then. Like they've changed them all to be more in line with what Unbound's key art looks like.
Yeah,
at least in logo design.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know if this sale will still be going on by the time this episode goes up, but Need for Speed Heat was 95% off as part of this announcement as well, at least on Steam.
Ooh, that's a big drop.
Yep. So I picked up Need for Speed Heat for $4.95 New Zealand.
That is quite the get.
And what's funny is all of the reviews say, for $5 this game's pretty good, but I wouldn't pay full price for it.
Fair.
Yeah. Anyway, next up on the list, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, coming to Steam October 18th.
It's about time.
It is about time, really. When you think about it, it is about time. But also a new game announcement teased for December 8th. I don't know much.
I don't want this. If it's the heavily rumored Wumpa League, I do not want this. So, Patrick, when you think of Crash Bandicoot, what type of game do you generally want from that series?
Survival horror.
Survival horror? Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're still missing the mark on that. Because the heavily rumored Wumpa League is going to be a Fortnite clone with Crash Bandicoot characters.
You could have given me 30 guesses. I never would have gone there.
Yeah, no, it's... I am the biggest Crash Bandicoot fan I know, and I would not go near that.
and not like this.
Not like this. Don't do my boy like this. He just came back. It was about time he came back, and you're already putting him back into the ground.
Seth, what if I told you that it's about time that he met Fortnite, though?
You know what? They could have just put Crash in Fortnite, and that would have been fine. But not a whole Fortnite clone game. Come on.
True. Anything else you want to add to this one?
No, not really. I just wanted to vent a little bit about the Wumpa League. If it's going to be that, I do not want it.
Let's just skip over a couple things in the docket and go straight to the other Fortnite clone. This one, some would say didn't have a happy ending.
Some say it didn't even have a happy beginning. It was locked in mobiles.
True. Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, ending its service in its continuing lineage of a lot of games that isn't even up for a year. Yeah,
no, it's ending service in Japan. No, it's ending service in October 31st, and it's fully going down January 11. So you'll still be able to launch it until January 11. You'll just be hit with this game isn't being supported, or you can't launch this game message for like 3 months. That's horrid. And I'm pretty sure the game came out November last year. So yeah, it's not even going to hit a 1-year anniversary before it gets shut down.
Hang on. Subtitle is that it goes offline at just over a year. Do we know when it came out?
I thought it was November it came out last year. But they might be saying about the end of service in January rather than the October.
Either way, not what you want to see for a live service game that's supposed to be a cash cow like every other live service game. Shock horror,
especially on the Final Fantasy VII brand. And I've seen a lot of people say they really like this game, and a lot of the things it did to differentiate itself from Fortnite and other battle royales was really interesting. As usual with Final Fantasy spin-offs, people point to the job system and say that made it extremely unique and extremely fun. The main problem for this was that it was mobile only, and everyone that played it and enjoyed it said, yeah, no, this needs to come to consoles, otherwise it's going to die. And looks like Square Enix chose death.
So does that mean that people that were playing this would just go back to Diablo Immortal?
No, most of the people that would play this are Square Enix fans, or just not really into what most of the contemporary shooters are, I guess. So they'd probably just go back to other Square Enix games like Babylon's Fall. Oh, wait.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, well. Yeah, sad times. Tea, cake, or death. They chose death. Next up on the list, Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Coming to every platform, yeah. Except mobile.
Except mobile, yes, because mobile is deaf.
True. But I don't really have a horse in this race. Do you want to talk through some of the finer points of this?
We've known for a while it's just coming to everything. This is just putting a hard date that both of them are going to be releasing January 19 next year. So mark the calendar. Persona 5 is hitting a little earlier, coming out in a week. October 21. Persona 5 is also going to be on Game Pass, so I assume Persona 3 and 4 are going to be on Game Pass. Shout out to Steven for that. He'd want people to know that. Oh no, yeah, it's just straight up confirmed. Both titles will also be available on Game Pass.
Shout out to Steven for putting in the legwork to make that happen. Even crazy.
It's all his stocks.
That's what his business trip like. He's not here right now because he's like
he's doing
networking
Game Pass
to make that happen, right?
Yeah, he's doing Game Pass networking.
He's becoming the Game Pass.
He's after your job, Phil Spencer.
Hey, all he wants is the fridge. Just give him the fridge. Everything goes back to normal. Balls in your court, Xbox. Next up on the list, we have some Sonic news.
And this might be Sonic news that you're into.
True.
Considering how long you spend talking about this series in particular, this might get you onto the Sonic train for one game.
Possibly. And if it was going to, this is the right way to go about it, where I can finally get rid of that, ooh, yuck, disgusting blue hedgehog and turn it into a nice, shiny Rathalos hedgehog.
It's always a Rathalos set. You cannot escape the Rathalos armor.
It's not pink, admittedly, but
yeah, no, this is red. Unfortunately, that it's
could have been pink Raytheon.
Could have been.
Could have been Palumu even from like a world tie-in, but no, they went for Rathalos. They went for red.
Yeah, Rathalos, the signature monster of the entire Monster Hunter series. We will never escape it. The full Rathalos armor set on Sonic kind of goes hard. Gonna admit it. I think that looks a lot better than it has any right to.
True.
And they also have an emotes for Sonic doing the Monster Hunter barbecue spit minigame.
Which is funny because I think I've now been through three Monster Hunter games without ever using the barbecue spit.
I did it in Worlds just for the achievement.
See, that it's still somewhere buried deep in my Steam achievements list. The last achievement that I want to get on Monster Hunter World is barbecuing a piece of meat.
That is perfect. I hope you achieve that one day.
So do I.
But yeah, this is also worth noting. This is going to be free DLC coming out November 15th, so like a week after the game launches.
It's crazy because adding a Monster Hunter tie-in might mean that people actually play Sonic Frontiers.
I was going to anyway, but this has upped my desire to play the game.
And speaking of your desire to play the game, have you seen the Combat and Upgrades trailer?
How would you feel if I said no? And I just threw this onto the docket anyway.
Right. Well, this is going to be awkward because I also haven't seen it because I have no intention of playing. Oh, okay. Well, sick bait.
No, it's
I was
it's
ready.
just
I was ready to Destiny Bond this news story if you were, but
I will not let it die with you. I'm sorry. But no, just a very quick overview. This just goes through kind of like what the combat systems of the game might be like. It looks kind of interesting because there's a lot of cool like special abilities in the game, and they also show that you can use the new Psy Loop ability in this game, which is kind of like you just run around and hold a button down to make a trail behind Sonic. And if you just make like a bunch of loops in the ground, you'll spawn rings to recover health, which that's a good way to just get health back and keep survivability up in this game. And yeah, they've got skill trees in the game as well. Very interested to see how a Sonic game with a skill tree goes. And they also like general difficulty thing is just like, hey, keep up the skill tree because outside of the first island, enemies are going to get very tough, and you'll actually have to engage with the game's combat properly. I'll get back to everyone about that when I play the game myself. Feel like they might be bolstering that up a little bit because the game does look a bit mashy, but we'll see.
I just love that they saw how successful the Pokemon Ranger mechanic was in destroying kids' DS screens, and they went, let's put that in a Sonic game.
But for buttons. Like, just a square button in general. Just hammer that away.
I also just mean drawing loops on the ground and shit, but yeah, very true, very true. Next up, we like to joke on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl here on Fast Travel Lounge. But Saif, what if I told you that finally the Smash Killer had arrived?
It's going to be very hard to top Sora in Smash.
People will remember Sora of Smash in 2020. That was 2021, right? Please tell me that was 2021.
It was a year ago.
Yeah, cool. My concept of time is absolutely out the window.
Like, the first anniversary of that event just happened recently, and people were celebrating it.
And I can guarantee more people were celebrating that than the first year anniversary of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. But
poor Nick All-Star Brawl.
People will remember Sora in Smash 2021. People will remember He Made It, For It, 2022. And now, to complete the holy trifecta, Rocco in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2022.
I feel like this is... Okay, it's not the lamest characters to end on it. I think Jenny would have been the worst character to end his free character season pass on. They should have ended on Hugh Neutron. That would have gotten the ball rolling for the game again.
Do you know, have you ever met anyone that said, I remember and enjoyed Rocco's Modern Life?
Yes, I have.
Are they okay?
I actually have. They're a little bit older than me. So they're people that watch Nickelodeon that are over their 30s.
I watched it, when it happened to be on TV when I was channel surfing, and there was nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't particularly memorable outside of the design of Rocco. That was kind of it.
I don't even remember seeing Rocco's Modern Life. It was like a year or two before my time.
Bro, you're older than me.
Yeah, I know. And Rocco was for an audience older than me.
Oh, this is probably because of the time zone.
Yes, definitely the time zone. Let's blame it on that.
So the real question is, for the 1 year, thank you for enjoying Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, we had a 24-hour peak of 36 players and a total and currently playing number of 6. Do you think with this sweet merch No, I was going to ask because it's not out yet, is it?
Wait, is he not out yet? No, he's now available.
Oh,
do you want to take a guess at the numbers before I open it up?
I feel like I have to because that's just part of talking about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I'm going to guess 24-hour peak was below 20 and currently playing below 10. Nice and safe numbers.
I think currently playing is probably going to be at 7 and 24-hour peak is probably in the 50s. I hit the nail on the head with currently playing as of 18 minutes ago was 7. 24-hour peak is 71.
Oh, wow.
So Rocco did bump it a little bit.
All right, I stand corrected. People relate to Rocco. Learn something new every day. I hope
Round
they get
of
the help
applause
they
for
need.
Rocco.
And speaking of getting the help that he needs, the very flat-assed Mario in the new Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer was seen for the first time. The highlight, I think, was Jack Black's Bowser. Holy shit.
Absolutely. So Bowser, I know, can be a good voice actor. He's done great jobs before, and he's done a lot of animated things, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% convinced.
Right?
Yeah, Jack Black.
Yeah, cool.
Why did I call him Bowser?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's just how good he was.
True.
But no, I wasn't sure how Jack Black would do with like a deeper voice that I would like a Bowser to have. But no, he's nailing it.
He is.
They could do a filter to make it a little bit deeper, but I'm not going to complain about that. He's doing it very well as is.
My favorite part was someone who knows Jack Black but isn't like they don't have a Nintendo or anything, but they listened to the trailer before seeing it. Actually, no, they did watch it. They watched the trailer, and then I said, which one was Jack Black? And they went, I don't know.
Oh, so I was showing the trailer to my mum, and I was like, okay, so Jack Black's in this trailer, and she thought it was Toad. I was like, no, it's the other guy, it's Bowser. And she's like, oh, the big turtle evil guy. And like, yeah, him. And it's like, oh, wow, he's doing a good job.
Yeah. I also had the guess of, sorry, the person that watched it also guessed that they were the King of the Penguins.
Oh, yeah.
Which
yeah.
I can kind of see in like a very theatrical, like showboaty Jack Blacky sort of way. But
yeah,
no, nailing Bowser. Chris Pratt, on the other hand.
The less said about him, the better.
Wahoo.
Yeah, so he said that wasn't going to be the voice, and that was 100% the voice.
So here's the thing. Everyone's going on about, like, oh, I'm surprised Chris Pratt sounds like this. Chris Pratt sounds like that. I cannot believe that Chris Pratt happens to be in one of my favorite animated shows.
Would it happen to be about a man named Bob and his burgers?
It would. See, I had no idea that Chris Pratt had the dynamic range to play Bob's wife, Belinda Belcher.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised about that too. Like, holy shit, what range?
And he's a great fit for Belinda Belcher. I don't know about his fit for Mario, I'll be honest. What's been interesting, though, is that people have been making edited versions of the trailer where it's the regular English trailer, but they cut in the dubbed French Mario just for the Chris Pratt parts.
Oh, that's good. I've seen something similar, but instead of the dubbed French, it's Charles Martinet's Mario from the games.
Oh yeah, that would also be good. It's a shame. I know that it's fun to kind of rag on Chris Pratt, but I feel like he genuinely is super excited to be Mario in this film. I just don't think it's the right fit.
It absolutely is not. Though I do want to say we only heard Charlie Day like panicking, but that was a perfect panicking for Luigi.
It was.
Like
he didn't even have to say anything.
Yeah, no, all he did was act scared for like 5 seconds, and that was it. It was perfect. And
immediately it was like, you're right, this is Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Luigi is just Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
I knew it. Shout out to it's Keegan-Michael Key, right? For Toad as well?
Yes, it is. He did very good as well. I feel like everyone's pulling their weight except for Chris Pratt.
Who's just playing Chris Pratt?
No. He's playing Linda.
True. Oh, true. Linda Belcher. Not Bill. I don't know why I was thinking Belinda Belcher. Yeah, Linda Belcher. It's been a while since I've seen Bob's Burgers. Actually, the random side tangent, but the movie that they did that actually had a theatrical release, the Bob's Burgers movie.
It was in theaters? Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure it made it to theaters, but it was one of the highest grossing animated films. It set some record. It's a random tangent, so I don't have the thing in front of me, but it set some record for being a movie that did very well, given that it's traditionally a TV show. So it puts it in the same vein as like the Simpsons movie and other things. I don't remember where it comes. I don't remember what the record was, but it did better than a lot of people expected, given that it's traditionally a TV show. And I'm pretty sure it did get to theatrical release in movies.
Oh, that's great. Good for Bob's Burgers.
Yeah. Very good animated show. Anyway, next up, Bayonetta 3. I'll be honest, Bayonetta's Everywhere trailer reads like a Saints Row piss take.
A little bit. To me, because I like the Yakuza games so much, it just reminds me of the Majima Everywhere system that was in Kiwami, I think it was, where just randomly every now and then the side character Majima would just pop out of like a sewer grate to harass you, or pop out of a trash can, or he'd be dressed up as a cop. He'd even be dressed up as a hooker. Just to harass you every now and then in the game and get into a fight or a chase sequence.
I enjoy that that's the same strategy employed by roaming legendaries in Pokemon.
It really is. Fucking Raikou, man. Raikou? How do you say that one?
I say Raikou.
Yeah, I also say Raikou.
But I'm thinking specifically of you're out surfing, peacefully minding your own business in the open ocean, and then Entei pops up.
Entei, what are you doing here?
Which just conceptually is very funny to me.
But back to Bayonetta. I believe we might have talked about this the last time there was a decent story trailer. But it seems like that they were doing a multiverse style story and there were multiple Bayonettas teased. They've just gone even harder on that and shown like 5 different Bayonettas and all of their own weapons associated with them. And I really like the weapons in this game. So we have... I'm going to go from least impressive to most impressive for you, Patrick, because I want your take on the most impressive one to me. So we have what seems like wings that turns you into a bird, and they just kind of like... They kind of like transition from the cards into wings from the looks of it. Then we also have... Hold on, because I have to go through this trailer and skip around a little bit for this. There's yo-yos that attach to your hands and feet, and they're hanging on like spider threads. Then there's a lance that's also a microphone, and my favorite one. Now you know the great sword from Monster Hunter, right?
I do.
What if, now hear me out, what if it was also a chainsaw, but that chainsaw greatsword was also a train?
I mean, I'm interested, but I have questions.
So you use it like a greatsword normally, and...
I thought you were going to say use it like a train normally.
No. Train part comes later. It's designed like a train, and the treads are chainsaws, but you use it like a greatsword, but... Because it's like a little uncanny and a little like witchcrafty, it will turn into a train or a mech every now and then to do AoE attacks, or you can just drive it around like a train and do like loops around enemies or run through them. And
so I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Monster Hunter finally has some room to grow, some new direction to take on.
It's got some fierce competition, I'll say that much.
It does.
It's no longer a contender for best greatsword in video games. Actually, no, that's a little harsh. Maybe it's still up there and a contender.
I think it's a contender. I just don't think it can win because the great swords in Monster Hunter aren't trains.
This also feels like it's taking a page out of Devil May Cry 5's book, where in that game there was also a chainsaw weapon, but it was 2 giant dual blade swords that formed together to turn into a motorbike.
Nice. Unfortunately, I'm now thinking of the Pokemon implications of that.
where you just split the Scarlet's legendary into 2.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, its chest wheel doesn't spin, so it'd be kind of useless in that regard.
Oh no, I just meant sawing it in half so that it has to run, like, you know, like one on each leg.
Oh god, that'd be horrid. It just becomes bipedal. But yeah, also, I believe I mentioned this, but along with each of those weapons is a unique Bayonetta associated with them, which is going to be interesting for the story, having like 5 different Bayonettas all interacting with each other. They also showed a little bit of, they're going to have playable sections of John, Bayonetta's, in quotation marks, best friend and roommate. She's going to have her own like little mini game section of like a 2D stealth game that might be interesting to play through, might be annoying. We'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah. So has this trailer increased your appetite for Bayonetta 3?
More Bayonettas means yes.
Cool. I guess we will move on to the Pokemon news.
Yay.
So
also nay, because one of those Pokemon news stories was kind of a disappointment.
Which one?
The second one.
Yeah. Why don't we start with that first and then end on a high?
Okay, that's fair. So a couple days ago, they hyped up a trailer was going to appear. For me, it would have been midnight. For you, I believe it would have been 2 a.m. And I highly doubt you would have stayed up for that.
True.
If you had, how do you think you would have felt?
Tired.
Yeah, tired is the right word. They revealed the gym leader, Iono, and she is going to be the electric gym leader for the Paldea region. She is also a VTuber. Or not really a VTuber, more like a streamer, but she's designed like a VTuber. And they just kind of had this like game with her where she's like, oh, here's like a description of my partner Pokemon. Can you guess what it is? We'll reveal it at a later time. So this was kind of like a announcement for an announcement that I absolutely hated. Just show the partner Pokemon along with her and I would have been much happier.
The bit that I found unnerving in this trailer is whatever's going on with her teeth.
Oh, the shark teeth? Yeah, that's very popular. That's a very popular design decision, especially for VTubers.
Uh-huh. Well, we had a good run, but sometimes when a race gets sufficiently technologically advanced, the only natural thing is for it to end peacefully before everything goes into the toilet. So
I feel like we're already there.
Got to a pretty good level. We got to import our high score. It was the highest score so far. We got to write the name ass in God's top 10 leaderboards, and now we should just bow out.
Oh, also, the audacity of this bitch having a pink and blue Magnemite in her hair and just saying, no, they're not Pokemon, they're hair clips. Even though they get off her hair and, like, make eye motions and things like that. This bitch hiding a Pokemon reveal in plain sight and just not giving us any information on that.
So the real question is, the pink Magnemite, where does it belong?
How do you mean?
I would, just looking at it, knowing nothing else about it, would probably put it in B tier. I don't know if it's A tier per se.
Right. I don't think this is going to be a shiny. I think this is going to be a gender thing, so I think that's disqualified it.
True. I guess that puts it into not pink. Or a new tier, not shiny.
Yeah, not shiny. That is the correct tier to put that in.
Damn shame. Right, and ending on the high.
Sorry. There's one more thing I wanted to mention about this. This entire trailer is voice acted. Be prepared for there to be an intricate cutscene of her in the game to not be voice acted, and it'll look extremely weird.
Nothing. I mean, the question is whether I'd be more disappointed for that compared to when there is literally a cutscene about people playing music and they just put subtitles in for music plays.
That is also really bad. I think the worst of it so far still is for me in Gen 8 when Pierce has a concert. They zoom in on his mouth flaps moving because he's meant to be singing and nothing comes out. I mean, come on, guys. Gen 5 had that sorted out.
Most profitable franchise in the world. Anyway, at least they gave us something to look forward to.
I guess.
Farigiraf.
Farigiraf. Yeah, Farigiraf.
I don't like how you say that name.
Farigiraf?
But no, I just mean like Girafarig. There's only like one or two ways to say it. Farigiraf. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
I think Farigiraf is the right one because you end with giraffe.
And it's also Girafarig.
Yes, but it's a different palindrome for Girafarig.
I know, but I'm saying if it's said with the similar inflections, it would be Farigiraf.
Yes.
But finally, Girafarig getting an evolution. Farigiraf.
What a lad! I love the fan art I've seen of Farigiraf as well. Making the top head of it like a hoodie, a zip up hoodie. Very, very
nice.
Good.
Yeah. I'm just glad that there's finally a Monster Hunter Pokemon collab where Girafarig got himself a Wiggler helmet.
That is also a very acute observation. Sorry, my mind blanks for a moment. But yeah, no, it that's the second time it's collabing with Monster Hunter with the Wiglets as well.
Oh, true.
Oh, do you think you have to hunt a bunch of Wiglets to get the hood for a giraffe?
Do you think that once you put it on for a giraffe that it automatically gets wide range +4?
I hope so. Wide range is such a good ability.
It is. It really is. Instead, we know that it's confirmed to get Cud Chew and Armor Tail. I have a weird take on this. I really like the idea of Pokemon getting nuanced abilities, but the problem is when they are mixed in with Pokemon that all share abilities, it's painful and kind of dumb. That's just my take.
I mean, I just think it's very weird to have an ability called Armor Tail on a Pokemon that doesn't have a tail.
Okay, that piece of it aside, like I like the idea of unique Pokemon having unique abilities, but the problem is if you then have Pokemon where like I don't know, like 10 have like Unaware or Runaway or other things that just aren't unique at all, it feels weird that they exist in the same universe as ones that are unique. It feels like it should be an all or nothing type thing. And I'm not saying give every Pokemon a unique ability. I'm saying it would be, I think,
give some of these new abilities to some other Pokemon as well.
Or
I think
or if you run Dex the Galarian Dexit, and all the Pokemon you keep in are ones with more unique abilities.
Yeah, that would also work. I think what you do is you kind of, it'd be a lot of work because there's so many Pokemon, but they're also cutting the decks every gen, so why not? And they change moves every gen. So shuffle abilities around as well while you're at it.
Showdown will have a field day with that.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so not only was Farigiraf announced, but a host of other things for Scarlet Violet.
I think the other things are things we kind of already knew. Do you just want to hit the very big one?
I feel like we didn't know much about the TM case. That's definitely...
That is the one that is the big one.
Yeah, that seems cool, I think.
Yeah, that's very cool. You like, after you defeat certain Pokemon, you just find kind of like items around or using league points as well. You can just, at a Pokemon Center, just make TMs at a TM machine, and that opens the field so much for move variety anywhere in the game.
Using league points, I don't remember how league points are accumulated, but the idea of grinding that as a currency to fund the TM creation, I'm less on board with, because if that's a post-game, I know it won't be a post-game thing, but if that becomes something in post-game, it'll be grinding whatever they have for the battle tower at the end of the game just to fund getting TMs, which could be kind of painful.
It says here LPs obtained by advancing the story and trading in materials from Pokemon.
Never mind. Thank you, Saif.
I read.
Hey, reading's hard. Leave me alone. But
and it's also the TM list will grow as the adventure goes. So you're not just going to get overpowered moves right away, but still opening up the move pool early on into the game is still exciting.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that I'm glad there aren't any issues around crafting stuff for the TM machine, but the TM machine itself is a great way, because I don't know if anyone else played older games like this. I assume people did, but I never wanted, like, I was so OCD playing through earlier games that I wanted to keep one of every TM in my backpack.
Oh yeah, no, because especially since they were usable, I really appreciate Gen 5 making them unlimited use.
Right, but I'm saying this feels like a nice middle ground where you don't just, once you get Earthquake, teach it to every Pokemon in your party. You have to be selective about it, but you don't have to worry about never seeing TM whatever it is again.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But yeah, it's cool. I don't think there's much more to say on that.
No, not really.
There were other things announced, but it's all stuff that either we've covered or
they're just things from older games that are slightly improved. Like the curry system from Gen 8 becoming like a full picnic system in this game. I don't think there's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, and you would be correct. Which means we get to move on to the audience question of the week. Let me just pull it up. Trinity asks, what character do you think deserves their own spin-off game or series? Characters like Dexter, Clank, Handsome Jack, or Zack Fair?
I've been thinking about this one a little bit. It's kind of a hard one for me because a lot of the characters I would normally think of already have their own spin-off games. Like
I was thinking the same thing.
Knuckles got one, Shadow got one, Clank and Daxter got one, like she mentioned.
Which were, funnily enough, just called, I guess, Secret Agent Clank and Daxter.
Yeah, definitely. that is also a point. Some obvious ones, I guess, is this is cheating a little bit, but Kairi and Riku from Kingdom Hearts. It's cheating in that Kairi got Melody of Memory, but I don't consider that a full game because that was kind of like 5 minutes of story in a multiple hour rhythm game that just kind of covered the older game stories. So it wasn't like her own story experience. And Riku also gets like 50% games with Sora, so he's never gotten his own full game, but he has been a key player in a couple of games already. Oh, excuse me, I'm choking on something.
Tears?
Yes, but yeah, give Riku and Kairi their own full games to explore the Kingdom Hearts worlds without Sora. That would be pretty cool. Virgil as well, he always gets the short end of the stick in the Devil May Cry games he's included in, where he never actually gets a story for himself. So doing a Virgil game, or even a Sparta game, do a game set in the time period where Sparta seals the door between the human world and the demon world. That could be pretty interesting. Do you have an answer, Patrick?
No. Yeah, it's tough. I'm in the same boat where, like, my go-to would be, as the example, Handsome Jack, but the problem is Handsome Jack has had his backstory covered fairly extensively. Plus, Handsome Jack is a really difficult character where they did what I think is quite a big faux pas, where I guess I'm going to use my time to briefly rant about Borderlands the pre-sequel, but he was a fantastic antagonist in Borderlands 2. I will happily fight anyone that says otherwise, starting with Josh. But in Borderlands 2, he's very psychopathic, and spoilers for a 10-year-old game now, shout out to Borderlands 10-year anniversary from 2 weeks ago, where he kills a bunch of characters throughout Borderlands 2. And then you find echo logs about his, not really his descent into madness, but his relationship with his daughter, who he basically has to chain up in his basement because she's too powerful and killed her mum / his wife, blah, blah, blah. The problem is, they made him out to be an everyman in Borderlands the pre-sequel, so they had to cover the entire actually turns into a psychopath arc in all of about 2 or 3 story missions in pre-sequel.
Oh, and Jesus Christ, that's very rushed.
I could see what they were going for, but the problem is, the biggest problem with it is that even if that was rushed, even if that wasn't rushed, even if they started with everyman and then wound up with psychopath, the problem is, from echo logs in Borderlands 2, at every point where he's just trying to be some guy that you can get along with, his daughter is chained up in his basement right now.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that part.
This is going to be a hard one to dissect. Yeah, I don't know. Funnily enough, probably because of something you stuck in the group chat recently, but Sly, I feel like, has some interesting characters that could get spin-offs.
A Carmelita game would be pretty fun.
You
know, I was thinking about Infamous as well behind the scenes look for this question. Trin sent it to me, and then we actually discussed it a little bit. And another couple of ones I mentioned that were like, yeah, these are characters I like, but they already have spin-off games, is Zero from Mega Man X has his own series. Eric from Dragon Quest XI I thought of, and then I remembered, oh wait, he's getting his own game coming out in December. Some that she mentioned that were good was Sadie from Red Dead Redemption. It's apparently like number 1 on a lot of people's list. A young Sephiroth game for Final Fantasy VII where Sephiroth, Genesis, and Angeal would be good. And a prequel game for Final Fantasy X with Jecht Orin and Braska would also be good. There was one more that I mentioned that Luigi has Luigi's Mansion, and that really sucks. So I couldn't use him.
We have the spin-off. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that too. Luigi in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So yeah, we talked about this a little bit back and forth, and Yeah, there was just a lot that I was thinking of that is like, they've gotten their own time in the sun, and it's very hard. This is a very hard question. Gravity Rush. Raven got a DLC, but not like a full game, and even then, her DLC was really bad. And I would like a full game for Raven, especially when she deserves so much better. And I think I mentioned this to her. I don't see it in our chat log, but I was also thinking of the Infamous games. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm thinking of Fetch, and she had her own side game because we have the Cole games with 1 and 2, and then they switch characters to Delson for Second Son. And then after Second Son, they did a side game with Fetch. It's like, they're even very good about changing up characters and giving side characters their own little things every now and then. So, yeah, Infamous, Sly Raccoon also has like a big cast that could work with this, like you mentioned.
The problem is they sort of, again, kind of touch on that through, like, Sly 3 is all about kind of backstory and...
Yeah, and everyone gets their own time in the sun and, like, a fulfilling character arc.
How dare they?
How dare they indeed?
So I have one legitimate answer, because this one I think might abuse the question slightly, but I think just conceptually is really interesting to me. So in the Mass Effect universe, right?
Are you going to mention Joker? Is this a Joker moment?
We live in a society, right? That's all I'll say. But voiced by Seth Green, pushing NFTs. No. So in Mass Effect, you play as Commander Shepard in the year roughly 2170, 2180-ish, right? The entire Earth going from we're the only species in the galaxy to there's an entire other like all these other species in the Citadel and everything out there. That period is about 100 years. Probably not even 100 years, but it accelerates Earth's growth very rapidly. And different species, as one might expect, in the galaxy have different lifespans. So one of the species is... wow, I am blanking on the Asari. There we go. One of the species is Asari. Asari can live for 1,000 years.
So the human race developing is like a blink of an eye for them.
It is. And so the thing that's even more interesting to me is that an Asari scientist studying, like, if you have, I don't think, this gets weirdly conceptual very quickly, but if an Asari can live for 1,000 years in the same way that a human can live for 80 years, then human lifespans 100 years ago were probably topping out 40s, 50s or so. And so Asaris would be 500-ish years old, assuming that it's 1-to-1. Might not be 1-to-1, fine. But that means that roughly within 10 generations of Asari, you would have an Asari that was there when the pyramids were built to an Asari that saw the rise of Earth's, or the human race's role in the galactic political sphere. So it's not so much a side character, but it's just a game about an Asari that has just seen some shit.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
There are a ton of really big moments that are even talked about when you talk to some really old Asari in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. There's like a bartender who is an Asari matriarch, which means that she's like, I think around 900 years old. Don't quite remember how old she is. And she remembers stuff like the Rachni War, which is 5-ish hundred years ago before Commander Shepard comes along. But the thing is, it's the same way that your granddad remembers World War II. It's just on such a different timescale to what we're used to. So it's not so much that it would be an interesting game, but it would just be the amount of
an interesting
lore.
Concept.
Yeah, the amount of lore that you could get through playing through the eyes of someone at particular points in time, being as old as they are. Like Liara is considered immature because she's only like 100 years old. Yeah, might be a bit of a technicality, but that's the probably the most genuine answer that I have to that question, because otherwise I think Handsome Jack and I think, wait, chained basement daughter, not good.
I think I have a real answer now. I guess a game about Zelda could be pretty fun. Like
they do. There's many games about Zelda. Like all of them, actually.
Not the Legend of Zelda, like Zelda herself.
Yeah, isn't that who you play as in the tunic and the sword?
No, unfortunately, his name is Legend. So he's on his way to Zelda. We need a different perspective of the Zelda of Legend. This was not a joke I thought through very well.
No, I see where you're coming from though.
But yeah, no, a game about Zelda could be interesting, especially if they go into a toolkit of making her more of a mage like she is in the Smash Brothers games.
Also, other one, just because I'm slowly making my way through Dragon's Blood Volume 3, but quite a few Dota characters have a huge amount of lore that...
Yeah, a big ensemble cast like that would make every few characters would be pretty good to do.
I guess what I'm advocating for is a game version of Arcane, but for Dota.
Yeah. God, League of Legends is kind of diving into that a little bit as well, aren't they? Like, they've got a couple of small RPGs about certain characters.
I haven't played them, but they've been talked about. So either they're out and I don't know anything about them, or they are coming out and people are excited.
Yeah.
I know that there's a rhythm game involving Ziggs. That's about it. Anyway, I don't have anything more to add to the audience question.
Yeah, no, I think I'm all out of talking points on that. It's a very difficult question because a lot of the things I like already delved into that. But there are choices out there. I think we covered a good couple of them.
It's true. Hopefully that answers your question, Trin.
God, even Castlevania did that already. Sorry, I just remembered Castlevania. I was like, maybe it'd be interesting for Alucard to have a game. It's fucking Symphony of the Night.
Maybe it would be interesting for the Rathalos to have a game.
Oh, what's this? Monster Hunter Stories rising out of the ashes?
Yep. Which actually is on sale at the moment, at least on Amazon in Australia.
What? I got it. Let me find the name. Hold on.
You want a spin-off story about Mato from the Cars universe? Is that what I'm hearing?
I need to Google search the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse because I am stupid. So we've had war, we've had death, we've had
famine.
No, we have. Did we have? No. We had. Was it? Who was the one in Darksiders 3? Anyway, do the 4th Horseman for Darksiders 4.
Oh, I thought you just meant like world events.
No.
My bad.
We've had 3 of the 4 Horsemen in Darksiders. Go do Darksiders 4 already. I think it's Strife that hasn't had his yet.
We've had 3 of the 4 Horsemen just in world events in the last couple of years as well.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully that answers your question now, Trin. But if you or someone else you know has a question like us to answer, then get in touch. We're on Facebook, Fast Travel Lounge, Twitter at Fast Travel Lounge -1 of the L's, and mailbag, fasttravellounge@gmail.com. Feel free to give us a like, star rating, whatever happens to be on the podcast platform. It helps boost our voices within the algorithm and brings us one step closer to ensuring that we are the preferred gaming and pop culture news podcast sponsored by Krispy Kreme. And whatever other words I decide to throw in when I'm trying to fuck with Josh. That does bring us to the end of episode 45. Anything we want to tease for 46?
I'd tease something, but I don't know how the format's going to go next week.
Good point. To be honest,
anything could happen in the last 2 hours of us meeting to record.
Might have to randomly throw together another tier list. I will actually be in Wellington next week, so I'm not even sure if recording will happen. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, I have been Patrick. I have been joined by Saif. This has been Fast Travel Lounge episode 45, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
I was so ready for Patrick to just mention the other 2 at the end there.
Happy birthday, other 2.